Welcome to a new reading. The message for today is do the thing and trust your instincts. Do the thing and trust yourself. That's Butter, by the way. She's my angel. So I have had the nudge inside my spirit to do these readings pretty much every day, but I haven't because in my mind there's no clear message. There's no clear, I don't know what to go off of. But the message, do the thing, has been kind of following me around. And so maybe this can be a reminder for you to just start chipping away at the vision. And every time we grow in life and evolve into new versions of ourselves and into new levels of our skill or our craft or whatever, there are always layers, self-protective old layers in our egos that come up around our worth and confidence. Because I think that, I know that the ego is designed to keep us, protected from the unknown, and the unknown equaled, certain death once upon a time. So, we're wired to latch on to the negative. We're wired to look for fear. And that doesn't necessarily always mean that there is, imminent danger, but it does mean that we're wired to seek it out and protect our egos, protect our flesh from injury, from death. So that's why every time you're about to step into a new thing, your ego will always flare up and say, don't do that, you're gonna die, don't do that, you're gonna get it wrong, you're gonna get hurt. These fears that say, don't start, or don't do the thing, or don't pursue the thing because you're gonna mess up and it's gonna ruin everything, or whatever. That's not true. That's just your ego and your fears flaring up to try and protect your flesh from perishing. And it's just a modern adaptation because our ego doesn't know the difference between, for example, public speaking or creating a project and sharing it with the world or telling someone you have feelings for them. Our ego equates that with potential death. And that's why it's so scary to step out and do the thing. So take this as a sign, encouragement message. If there's something that you've had on your heart to do, to start a project, a business endeavor, hi honey money, then, maybe just do it. Maybe just do it. Just step into it. Feel the awkward. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I have had the impulse to create, more tarot reading videos, but I've kind of stopped myself in my mind. I don't know, I have these doubts and these hesitations and just these, what ifs going on in my mind, and, none of those are based on anything. I know I'm a good reader. I know I'm intuitive. I know, I can serve people. I know I love doing this. But I think in my life at this new level that I'm going into, thinking about strategizing long-term, business ideas and plans and things like this, I'm kind of entering a new phase of, not only dreaming up what I want to create, but actually beginning to do it and refining it bit by bit. And yeah, I'm wearing my same comfy pajama shirt while I'm doing it, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect right now. It's, it's part of the process. It's a work in progress. And yeah, I've got a scrappy cardboard box in the corner, which is my cat's house. But, the mind, I say this all to just encourage people watching that the mind is going to come up with a million things to try to convince you that you're not good enough to start, and you're not worthy or capable of becoming a self-made millionaire, doing what you love because you're wearing a friggin' pajama shirt and you have an ugly cardboard box in the corner. You know what I mean? So, but I am here proving those voices wrong, showing up, hopefully encouraging other people to do the same. And now I'm just going to channel. I don't know what else is going to come out. And I want to show up and do this more consistently because I've just felt nudged. I felt the nudge. Like, I felt this low grade constant urgency to just like do it. And it's not like an urgency like, oh, if I don't do it, something bad's going to happen. It has been a constant, very in the background nudge that says, go make this video. It doesn't make me anxious when I get those nudges. It doesn't make my heart rate increase. It doesn't make me panic. It doesn't make me exorbitantly fearful or upset. It's just a nudge and a calling that's not going away. And I've learned enough at this point to trust that and not doubt it. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have, I just split the deck in half, and we have the Ten of Wands and the Magician. So the Ten of Wands is kind of like those burdens that I was just explaining. If this message is for you, let it be for you, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Use your discernment always when watching these. But for the people that this is for, you're carrying a burden, and you're just tired, and you're actually ready to let it go. It's weighing you down, and the next step when you release that burden is to begin creating with the Magician. This is manifestor, creator archetype. And again, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but when I was holding the deck, I had these 4 cards, I slapped them out of the deck without meaning to, so I'm going to see what they are. Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, Empress, and Page of Swords. Okay, wow. Ooh, I feel like there is going to be a refinement and a real sense of intellectual fertility. Does that make sense? You are coming into a phase in your life, an era where you're gonna be literally like leaning back into your psychic somatic discernment. The Empress and the Ace of Swords in the center is like, this also relates to you having newfound clarity on your worth. And you know what this is? This is kind of it's giving me the energy of like, I don't give an F about the way that others perceive me. I'm not even focused on that. I'm focused on my embodiment. I'm focused on my opulence, for some reason is a word coming to mind. I'm focused on my abundance, my roots, my nourishment. The Empress is Mother Earth energy. She is vital life force energy. She is abundance. She is embodiment. She is nurturing energy. She is the nurturer, and she is nurtured. She is receptive. She's the Empress. She's like the female archetype. Next to the Ace of Swords, it's like she's seeing herself clearly, and it's almost, it's like you're coming into this energy where you're beginning to transmit clarity on who you are and what you are worth. And it's almost like there's no cages or mental constructs or confines around your idea of yourself and what you deserve and what you're worth. And Empress and Ace of Swords, clarity on your worth and your value, and transmitting your worth and your value and speaking in alignment with your worth and your value. You know how, this might be a message for some people. You know how when you are really excited about something that you just got, for example, I'll use this as an example. This is something that I'm very excited about because I think it's stunning. It's unusual, it's rare, it's blue halite or blue halite. I found it at a crystal show, a gem show, and I've never seen one of these before, and I have shown it to a few people with excitement because I think it's wonderful, and it's like earth candy, I mean, it's beautiful. But think of times in your life where maybe you had your own little earth candy. You won something, or you bought a piece of clothing that you loved, or you cut your hair, or you got a cool new thing, or you learned a cool new thing. and you go to share it with a friend or with someone that you are building a relationship with or someone you're excited to share it with, and you preface and you kind of buffer the purity of your excitement and your joy, and you filter it. And instead of just sharing, I'm so excited with this thing or this experience, and I would love to share it with you. Would you like to see it? Would you like to participate in my excitement with me? And instead of raw sharing like that, you buffer it with these phrases. Maybe you say, maybe some of you say this, more often without realizing it. Hey, sorry to bother you, or I hope you don't mind if I blah, blah, blah. Or it's like, even unconsciously, a lot of colloquialisms that people use give them they imbibe the messaging of like Empress reversed. Like, this is pure value, pure abundance, pure beauty, pure riches, pure pleasure, pure nourishment. And this is like self-doubt. This is, I can't see my worth. And maybe I, need external validation to validate my worth. And I'm going to be completely honest, we all need validation. We all need validation to a certain extent. And there are different ways to find that and protect ourselves from the lack of it, and accept relationships that do, reflect back our best selves and our honest selves, if that makes sense. But having come from an upbringing where I did not receive validation, I received the opposite. I received gaslighting. I know how important it actually is to have validation, because we need people in our lives that uplift us. We need people in our lives that support us, and that's validating. We need people who affirm who we are. And that doesn't mean, hiding when, we're making a mistake or we have a blind spot and we need someone to, gently support us to grow through that or grow past a pattern, or whatever. But ultimately, we do need people who affirm us, and that is very validating. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Whenever I hold her, she always needs her little footrest. Yes, my sweet girl, look at you. I wish the TV, how people say smell-o-vision? Well, I wish you could touch. I wish you could feel how soft Butter is. She's so soft. She's like a chinchilla. She really is like a chinchilla. She's the softest cat I've ever touched. You are the softest cat I've ever touched. Yes, you are. And you jump so graceful. So, yeah, be aware of how connected to your own joy you are when you speak. I mean, this is straight up the message from these two cards. Speak with worth. Speak with worth. Speak from a place of value. And I feel like that's what you're doing. Page of Swords and Queen of Swords. It's like you are about to cut through all of your upcoming tasks, or, just your life or the next phases of your life, with clarity and from a place of worth. This is so far about, speaking from a place of worth and thinking from a place of worth. So try it on. Next time you want to share something that excites you, or next time you maybe want to sell something that you are trying to sell or promote something, share it like you value it. And you don't need to perform per se, but when you go into sharing, or you go into opening up, or really just sharing, because sharing can be sharing your joy, it can be sharing your products, it can be sharing your personality, it can be sharing your resources, time, energy, whatever. When you share, do it from a place of being rooted in your worth and in who you are and in the value of yourself. And that's the message there. So go ahead and, just try that on. however works for you. Okay, we're going to see what else wants to come out, if anything. The Hanged Man. You're letting go of an old perspective, so I would say be patient and gentle with yourself, because things won't necessarily feel all fixed overnight. I mean, change takes time, it takes consistency, it takes patterns, it takes repetition. And then we got the Six of Cups. It's almost like through this change that you're undergoing, you're gonna remember who you are, and it's like the more that you embrace your worth and your value, the more that your lived experience is gonna be reminiscent of those tender, pure, nostalgic, childlike, joyful moments that you had when you were young, and you didn't live to impress anybody. You just kind of played with butterflies and sang and ran around in your yards with your friends, and it was just pure joy and just existing for pleasure, not performing for anyone, but embodying your joy. And then at the bottom of the deck here we have the Six of Pentacles, so 2 sixes. This speaks to harmony, reciprocity, balance. And let's pull one final message for this whole reading. One final message. We have the Chariot. Okay, so I feel like this is encouragement. You know what? And we have the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and I'm just getting excited. This could be a message for someone that like literal love and nourishment is on its way to you, or the balance of emotional fulfillment or reciprocity is kind of, the doors are opening for that to flow in more, I guess. King of Cups on the bottom. You're stable, you're emotionally stabilizing. You could be feeling like your emotional integrity is more intact, or that you're finally meeting, people, places, things where emotional integrity is already there. Because it's the bottom, it's kind of the foundation of things. So by speaking from your worth, your value, you're naturally gonna more easily recognize and be recognized by and become visible to, the King of Cups archetype. Know your value, know where you belong, and stay visible. And the right people, places, opportunities, they will come to you, they will find you. And I think that's what the Chariot speaks to. You're becoming more, just embodied in your power, and it is allowing you to move forward in your life more quickly. You might see or find in the next few weeks or days even, or months, that certain opportunities or endeavors that you are actually trying to move towards are flowing more quickly, which is an amazing sign. It's kind of how I started this reading anyway. So yeah, that's all I have. If you would like to book a private reading with me, check the description box for the readings that I offer. And feel free to send me a message here on YouTube, or if that doesn't work, send me a DM on Instagram at Rustic Peach. The info for my Instagram is in the bio, not in the bio, in the description. And yeah, you can find me there, reach out to me there, or just leave a comment if you want to book with me, and I'll reach out to you. And that is all I got for now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.